Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you how not to do a bike review. I actually didn't plan to publish this video because everything went wrong. But at the last moment I decided that I will try to salvage what I can from this review. And I will just try to make some kind of review about the bike I was test riding. A new bike from Kawasaki. So stick around and I show you what went wrong. So a few days ago I went to the Kawasaki dealer for a test ride with the brand new Kawasaki KLE 500. Theoretically it's a new bike from Kawasaki, but actually it is a resurrection of the old KLE. I was very curious about this bike. It's a proper adventure bike, maybe a bit off-road bike. I'm not really an adventure rider or off-road rider. I stick to the road, but I was thinking lately that maybe it would be a good idea to start riding a bit more gravel. Of course, that is not possible with big Versys because this bike is just too heavy for that. So I was thinking about getting another bike and I'm just looking what are the best options for me. But as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, everything went wrong with this review. For those who watch my channel, you know that sometimes I do the test ride videos or bike review videos, and mostly I just rent the bike or I get the bike for a whole day. This way I can get a very nice footage for you. But sometimes I do as well kind of test ride videos where I have bike for about 1 hour. The shortest I had was 45 minutes and I was able to do that kind of review. It was very similar situation this way. When I went to the Kawasaki dealer, the guy I was talking with, he said that I can take a bike for a test ride for 2 hours. Well, it's not much, but it's better than 1 hour, right? So I thought, okay, I can manage, I can do it. I did it before, no problem. So when the day came where I was supposed to do the test ride, I went to my car and my car had a flat. Well, that should be my first clue that this day won't go as planned. Luckily, I have another company car, so I just went with the other one. No problem. I came to the dealership and unfortunately the guy I made an appointment with, he wasn't there. He was on vacation. So someone else gave me the bike, but unfortunately I didn't get it for 2 hours. I did get the bike just for 1 hour. And that changed everything because, you know, 1 hour, that's very short to make a test ride video. But I thought, okay, I'm gonna manage. I can do that. So they gave me the bike and without any delays, I just went through with my review. So, ladies and gents, Kawasaki KLE 500, brand new. Let's see how it rides. But then I realized one thing that nobody told me about. So ladies and gents, Kawasaki KLE 500 and the first impressions. First impressions are really weird. It's absolutely different bike than my Versys. Oh my god, this is really new bike. It's 34 kilometers on the clock. So I won't be able to test it properly, I'm afraid. The brakes are Everything is new. So it is very windy. I hope you'll be able to hear me. So this is really new bike. So as you can see, that changed everything. So I have a brand new bike with 34 kilometers on the clock. The engine is in a braking period. The tires never seen gravel or even maybe road. So it's not a bike that you can properly test. So it wasn't a very exciting moment for me. But I went with the video anyways. I found a nice spot where I can record my footage and I started. But I was a bit too enthusiastic about that. I was a bit too ambitious because you see, a few weeks earlier I bought myself a new drone, which is this very small follow me drone from DJI. And I thought, yeah, it's a follow me drone, so it's gonna follow me. I'm gonna record some nice footage, and combining this footage from the drone and from my action camera, I will have at least nice footage for the video. Maybe the video itself, it won't be a masterpiece, but then at least I have this nice footage. The problem was I tested this drone only once, so this drone is still new for me. So let's say that the recording didn't went as I was expecting. Yeah, just look at the video. So here is the story, guys. This probably will be the what the fuck are you doing? Stupid asshole. So, ladies and gents, today I've got for you Kawasaki KLE 500. But I think that's gonna be the shortest test ride video I ever made. And the reason for that is, well, you see, this bike is brand new. And new, when I say new, I mean new. It has 40 kilometers on the clock. Which means I have brand new tires. I have engine in the braking period. So I can't really test this bike the way I want it, which is pretty shame. Of course, now you have to be here. So, well, I think we're just gonna look at it because it actually looks great. Looks like a great bike. Okay, let's try to do some riding. So after that failure, I decided I'm just gonna ride and I'm just gonna talk to the camera and I'm gonna find some nice gravel roads or some worse quality roads where I can test this off-road bike. Okay guys, let's go somewhere. There is less people. So it's a pretty tall bike. Crappy hell. It's a pretty tall bike. So I have small issues with reaching the ground, but it is doable. It is proper adventure bike, so riding like that, it's the way to do it, and it's quite comfortable. Very windy, but that's not about that in this bike. It's about off-road riding, off-road capability, position on the bike. I'm sitting pretty comfortable. Bike is very thin, so typical bike for off-road riding position. Wind protection doesn't exist, but as I say, with this kind of bike you're not going to ride highway. There is no quick shifters, no things like that. It's pretty simple bike, which is made for one purpose and one purpose only: adventure riding, which means gravel roads and off-road. I'm not really off-road guy, but I'm thinking of starting to riding a bit more adventure, proper adventure, gravel roads. And that's the bike for it. Brakes are still new, so braking isn't too good. Yeah, it's very comfortable on a standing position. It is a bit jumpy. And so, as you can see, I found this very small road next to the very big field. There was absolutely nobody there, no traffic, so I thought that's a good place for just fly a drone, let the drone follow me. I'm gonna get some nice footage. Meantime, I'm just gonna talkie to the action cam, and we're just gonna have some nice review from it. So as you can see, I hold my tippy toes, but I can reach it. I can manage. And as I mentioned, I have brand new tires, brand new engine, so I can't do much. But as you can see, the riding position is pretty comfortable. Fucking hell. I already lost it. Where the fuck are you? The problem was drone couldn't keep up with me. So I lost the drone from my eyesight and I couldn't find it. So I started my app on my phone to find the drone, to find the location of the drone, and I almost get the drone back, but then the battery in the drone went empty and the drone just went opposite direction. I couldn't see him. I have no idea, and he just landed in the middle of the field. As you can imagine, I was already about half an hour in a test ride, so I have another half an hour left and my drone is gone. So of course it's a brand new drone, so I'm not gonna leave it somewhere in the field. So I was trying to find the drone, to locate the drone, and after 15 minutes I gave up. I couldn't find the drone. Time was running away from me. I wasn't testing the bike. It was just a hopeless situation. But because it was very remote place, I decided that I'm gonna leave the drone. I know more or less where he is, so I'm just gonna ride the bike for another 15 minutes and I'll go back to the dealership, I will give back the bike and I come back to look for the drone. I managed to ride this bike on some small roads, so I have a little bit idea what this bike is capable of. But of course, to properly test it, I would have to do it again probably. But I have some ideas about this bike and I will tell you what I think about it. So, ladies and gents, Kawasaki KLE 500. What kind of bike is it? Well, it's a very light adventure bike slash off-road bike. I would say it's more adventure than a real enduro or off-road bike. It's a very light bike. It's about 119 or 194 kilograms, something like that. It has very big wheel at the front, 21 inch, and very small at the back. I believe 18 inch, if I'm not wrong. It has 210 millimeters suspension travel on the front, 200 at the rear, if I'm correct. It's a very narrow bike and it's actually a very comfortable bike. For the first 15 minutes on this bike, I wasn't very happy because, yeah, it's a brand new bike, so you cannot do weird stuff that I wanted to do. And you know, I'm sitting first time on this bike. Another problem is I have quite short legs. My inner size of my legs is 80 centimeters and the height of the seat of the Kawasaki KLE 500 is 87. So I was very tippy-toes, but I could manage, and that's very important. So definitely people with short legs can ride this bike, I think rather successful. Maybe not off-road, but gravel for sure. This bike has a very different engine that I used to. It's 2-cylinder and 451 cc's, I believe exactly. It have about 50 horsepower, so not much. But for the gravel riding and for the off-road riding, that's absolutely enough. And I must say, after half an hour, I was starting really enjoying this bike. I was really enjoying the ride. It is a very flickable bike. It's very well balanced. So the steering the bike and the sitting position and the standing position is very easy, very simple. The bike is pretty soft. So when I was riding on very bad pieces of road, with some cobblestones, I wasn't feeling any trailings, so the suspension was working pretty well. Kawasaki KLE 500 have proper adventure tires. I don't know exactly what they are. I'm just gonna put on the screen. But they feel okay on the road. I didn't really have a chance to test it in the sand or any other road conditions, so I won't tell you if they 100% good, but they felt okay, especially that they were new. It's a very simple bike. There is no quick shifters, no electronic suspension. Everything is just simple bike, but it really felt okay. It felt comfortable and fun to ride. Of course, for a simple bike, you don't expect a very high price. So this bike cost around 8,500 euros. Depends which model. There are two versions, one with the skid plate, a bit more adventure than the just basic version. The difference is about 500 or 700 euros. Well, if you are proper off-road rider, professional or something, you're not gonna buy this bike. It's not for you. But in my opinion, it's a perfect bike for people like me. So for the beginners, if you want to start your adventure with adventure riding, gravel riding, a little light enduro and maybe light off-road, you don't have a big budget, I think that's pretty good bike for you to start with. Of course, later when you get more experience, you can buy another bike. But for what it is, I think it's a very, very interesting proposition. So, okay guys, I'm gonna finish this video here. I hope I salvage that a little bit. As you can see, it was a proper disaster. What I didn't mention is when I was riding, I lost one of my gloves. So I had to buy another pair of gloves. Yeah, it was just one big disaster day. But thankfully, the day is over. I did a video. I hope it's worth anything. If you did like this video, give me thumbs up and subscribe. If you like the channel, you can support me by clicking super thanks button below the screen, or you can buy me a coffee. All the informations are in the description of this and many other videos. For now, I say thanks for watching guys, and of course see you in the next one. I hope in the one that won't be doomed to fail. See you.